Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Peter, and on this video I'm going to show you how to create entities into your database using JPA. So on previous videos I shown you how to make a connection with database. We have our database and all the passwords, password, user, driver, get scheme, and before you start, copy and paste the project with other name, or you can work on the previous project. The one thing you have to do is just to edit this one into create, so we'll be able to create the stuff in the database, and it will remain in there because previously it was dropped after we finished working with app. So what we will need to add the stuff in database, probably there should be some kind of a class that specifies what kind of stuff we're going to add.
The easiest example would be employee. Okay, so let's get started. Let's create another package. It's not necessary, but it makes app looks better. So click finish, and inside of a new package, let's add class called employees. Now getters and setters, so we can refer them and set them or get the values. So right click, then source, generate getters and setters, select all. Okay, so this is the class, and as we'll be using a JPA,
we should add entities, so that this will be all counted as entities in the table. Import java x.persistence.entity, and we should start with ID. Okay, and well, as we don't want to generate employee ID every single time and remember the number which was the previous number, we can use auto generate. So JPA will create a new ID for every single guy that we add into the database. To make it, just put generate value. We have an errors. To solve that problem, just import
generated value as class now, because it's not communicating with this guy. We should rewrite it a bit. Yeah, creating employee. Okay, if it's not in there, let's create it. Okay, so we need employee. You can give it a name like EM or just employee.
So we need to open connection with our database. So start transaction, so-called. So em entity manager dot, and you can see get transaction. Okay, and begin. Let's begin. So we start a transaction in here, and in transaction, what are we going to put into the transaction? Of course, this guy. Not all of this separately because it wouldn't make sense, but as we created employee, we need this particular guy to send it to database. So we're going to use entity manager again, dot persist. Persist is using to put stuff in, and what you want to put, employee. Okay, my computer is very slow these days. Okay, so this guy will be sent to database. Of course, we can put more than one employee. Let's see. Copy this one. You have to be sure that you change the name because it looks like this is one employee. This will be second one. So let's say second, 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 second. And let's change the name and surname. And let's give him a decent salary. And of course, we need to include him here. Okay. Seems to be easy, but it's not everything. As we begin connection, we use function persist to put stuff into the database, but we still need one more to send it there physically. So entity manager dot commit. So now it will take everything that we put previously and send it straight away to the database. Dot commit. So it will be committed. So let's run the stuff and see how it works. That's pretty easy. As you can see, some stuff is scrolling down in there. It's sending data to the database, basically. And when you look at the database, you can see everything what we've typed is inside. I will show you some more tricks in next video. Thank you for watching. So this is not everything. As you can see, our table has this name, employee, as the class was named employee. Okay. Yeah. What if you want to make a different table with different name, maybe lads or something, and if you want to display it differently, like not first name but in the system it should still be recognized as first name, but for the guy who's looking at the table it should just say name. Well, it is also possible with simple edits. Okay, I will show you how to do this. So let's edit our old project, go to employee, and as you can see we got a list of stuff how to change it. If you want to change the table name, just put table in here. So simple, yeah? Table, parentheses, and inside of them define the name of the table. So let's say employees. Okay? And then Of course, every single column can have a different name. For example, in case of column first name, we can put name. So column parenthesis name equals name. I think surname could be the same, but just to keep in the frame, surname, okay, and the salary, it'll be still salary. Thanks to JPA, you don't really need to know SQL. There are many JPA commands that you can Google or learn from tutorials like this one. And if you know a bit of SQL, you might know that we can make some restrictions. For example, name can be maximum like 10 letters long, or salary can be 10 or decimals or hundreds, 100 letters long. How to do this from here so we don't need to go to SQL? Well, it's not that hard. Using simple English and a couple of commas, we can specify the length. It will be, as I mentioned, 10. And in case of surname, let's give it 20.
In SQL, sometimes some stuff has to be entered. Like we can't really enter the guy without the name. So how to do it? We can specify in here nullable equals false. So it can't be null. Probably we could do the same with surname. You can also use SQL
Comments if you like. So instead of nullable equals false, you could just put column definition equals to, how was it in the, I think it was, so we specified the type of the data inside, so varchar or varchar2 if you're using Oracle database, the length, say 20, and of course not null if it can't be null. Okay, and it will be completely the same as in this case. Okay, only difference will be length.
In this case it's 20, but they are both not null. So one more thing we have to do is to check out the main. I got Peter Circle, John McCarthy. Okay. If you want to make some changes, it'd be like Massey, John Kerry. Not much. Just execute. And check out the database. Remember to refresh. Yes. So everything went fine. We got employees table with Circle Massey 10,000, John Kerry 2,000. As you can see, salary, name, surname, and ID. So it's